Hey everybody, Mr. Strider here. So today we're going to be talking about the Pythagorean Theorem, which deals with right triangles. So only triangles that look like this with a right angle in the corner. So what we know about the Pythagorean Theorem is that it says that a squared plus b squared should equal c squared. So what does a, b, and c even mean? So a and b are our legs of a triangle, meaning doesn't matter which one's A and which one's B, it's the two sides of the triangle that is not the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is directly opposite of the right angle, which is C here. So C is the hypotenuse. Okay? Hypotenuse, longest side, A and B, the legs, the two other sides of the right triangle. So let's take a look at a problem here in just a second, where we can solve for whether it is a leg or the hypotenuse. So let me pull that up here for a second, and we will get right back. Here we have a right triangle. We know that's a right triangle because we see the right angle here designated by the box, and we have two sides of our triangle given to us. So we have 9 and we have 12. So the first thing we need to determine is whether or not they're giving us both the legs and we need to find the hypotenuse, or they're giving us one leg and the hypotenuse and we have to solve for the other leg. So in this case, we know that we're trying to find the hypotenuse here because that is opposite of the right angle. Excuse me. So we're going to take our 9 and our 12, plug them into our Pythagorean theorem here, and then we should be able to figure out what C is. So it does not matter which one's A, which one's B. So I'm going to do 9 squared plus 12 squared equals C squared. Well, 9 squared is 81. 12 squared is 144. And that should equal C squared. So if we come over here, we do 144 and 81. 4 plus 1 is 5. This is going to be 12, carry the 1. So we got 225. So 225 equals C squared. Now, not C, but we have C squared. So in order to get the C by itself, the opposite of squaring something is taking the square root. So we're going to take the square root of both sides. So once we do that, this and the root cancel out. So we're just left with C. And the square root of 225 is 15. So we know that this hypotenuse is 15. So wait just a second, and we'll take a look at one where we need to find the missing leg and not the hypotenuse. All right, so now we have another triangle here. We know that this leg right here is 5, and again, we know it's the leg because this is our hypotenuse. So we know the C, but we don't know what the other leg is, whether it be A or B, depending on what we end up calling 5. So in this case, I usually just designate the leg as A. So I'm going to come in here and say, okay, so I know 5 squared plus, well, we don't know that other leg, so we're still going to call it B squared, should be equal to our hypotenuse squared, which is 8 squared. So it's a little different than the last one we did because we're not solving for C. And in this case, it might just take one extra step, but the process should still be relatively the same. So 5 squared, 5 times 5 is 25. Again, I do not know what B squared is yet, so I'll keep it as B squared. And then 8 squared, 8 times 8 is 64. So unlike the last one, both of our terms were on the same side. We added them together, did the square root. In this case, we need to move this 25 over so that we can get B squared by itself. So we're going to do the opposite. 25 is positive, so I'm going to subtract 25 from both sides. 25 cancels. I'm left with b squared equals 64 minus 25. So if we carry a 1, 14 minus 5 is going to be 9. And then 5 minus 2 is going to be 3. So we get 39. And then from here, just like the last one, we need to get rid of this square. So we're going to take the square root of both sides. Boom, boom. B is going to be equal to the square root of 39, which is not going to be a perfect square. So if we use a calculator, 39 square root, it's going to be 6.2 rounded to the nearest tenth. So we know that this leg over here, missing side, is 6.2. So if you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.